Hello and welcome to Active Fitness. So for this video, we're just going to go over a few basics of a good workout plan. So let's start with where all workouts should start, and that is with the warm-up. So basically, workout starts at a warm-up, then we go over to our main workout, and then from there we go over to cool down, or if you're a little bit more advanced, you can do the finisher option. You can select that. Now, what makes warm-up? So, first up, warm-up can actually be multiple different things, but I'm just going to quickly mention two things that you need to take into consideration when you do your warm-up. Actually, two options. So, option number one is dynamic stretches. So, dynamic stretch, unlike a static stretch, that you hold for a certain period of time, like 30 seconds or 15 seconds, or maybe even longer than 30 seconds, is more about actually performing a certain motion that actually is a little bit pushing you to actually be a little bit more mobile. Now, this can actually help also increase your mobility by doing some dynamic stretches, just like static stretches will help increase your mobility. But it has a really great advantage that it also have that I'll mention in another video. So just subscribe to see that future video that explains a little bit more in detail the advantages and disadvantages of dynamic and static stretches. Now back to the main video. So first up is dynamic stretches. So start with them. Especially, I would recommend that if you are doing a lower body day that involves squats, deadlifts and lunges, or any leg exercise, I would highly recommend then do rather dynamic stretches. Now, otherwise you can do cardiovascular exercises, but only at a low intensity, because you don't want to exhaust yourself, and also keep the time period short. Don't go past the 5-minute mark. I would say between 2 minutes and 5 minutes is more than enough. Now, after you did your warm-up, you're going to go over to your main workout. That will involve a whole bunch of exercises that you are going to perform, maybe just a small amount or maybe a lot. Now, here's what I would personally recommend that you should do, and here's why. So, first up, I would say start first at the most technical exercise and then go over to the least technical exercise. And here is my reason why. Let's say you already have done a few exercises, and now I'm going to go over to a really technical exercise, for example, like a barbell back squat, but you already did some deadlifts or just leg extensions and some hamstring curls and maybe a leg press, and now you're going to do a barbell back squat. Now, if you are someone that likes to push themselves, well, this is where the problem is going to come in. You're not going to be able to perform a technical exercise like barbell back squat with so much ease as the other, because the body's already exhausted, and that means your focus isn't what it should be, and this means also the risk to, well, your technique not being correct has increased. This might mean that you maybe also increase the risk to injury to happen, and in most cases that will definitely happen. So I would say start with the most technical exercise after you did your warm-up. You're still fresh, the focus is still there, and you can still perform this exercise with precision if you have the knowledge, which in most cases you probably already have the knowledge to perform the exercise correctly and safely. So you go over, start with the most technical exercise, and then you go over to the most easiest exercise. Now, this can be something like, well, bicep curls at the end, or maybe calf raises. So this would be more or less an isolation exercise. An exercise that doesn't have so much technique to it, that you can basically say to a 5-year-old how to do it, and they'll be able to do it with ease. Now, This is actually because once you start getting exhausted, like we all know, we start losing focus, and it's more likely that we are going to make a little bit of mistakes in our technique. So keep that in mind. Start with the most technical exercise, then go over to the most easiest exercise, and finish off with that before you do your cool down. So as for your cool down, well, there's two options there. Well, actually, let's make it 3 options. So we have cardiovascular exercise. Now, there's 2 different ways that you can do it, or actually more than 2, but I'm just going to quickly mention 2 different ways that you can do it. So the first option is the most hardest option. You can actually start first half of the cardiovascular exercise at a high intensity, make it fast, put in everything that you have for that first half of the exercise. And then for the last half of the exercise, you take it easy, basically a relaxing stroll on the beach. That's what you can think of it then for the last half of it. Now, the second option for the cardiovascular exercise, keep the tempo just slightly intense. Well, let's say at just a normal tempo and keep it through. And then for the last half, you just make it really easy and not challenge yourself too much. Now, that's something that I would rather recommend for beginners. Now, the second option for what you can pick is doing some static stretches. Now, static stretches, I have nothing against it, but, well, personally, I prefer actually doing cardiovascular exercises. But I would say static stretches, great option. It will help increase your mobility, and that will automatically help you to improve your technique. So if you don't have any free time after you did your workout to do some static stretches, do them in the gym. It will greatly help you out to improve your technique, since it will actually help increase your mobility. And then the third option is, well, dynamic stretches. Well, it's back again after the warm-up. It's back for your cool down. You can do that also. This will also help increase your mobility. So those options for your cool down, you can select on which one you want to do, depending on which one you favor and which one you see will have the most benefit for you. Now, the other option, a little bit more challenging, is a finisher. Now, a finisher is something that's kind of been a little bit made up, but also is a great one. There's other different names for it, but this is something that is highly intense. It's something that is kind of designed to take out that last bit of energy that you have by doing exercises that is easy but also yet challenging. Now, this depends on what level you are and where you are in your fitness journey. So, for example, most of the times, this would be something like burpees for a certain amount of time, and then you repeat it for 2 or 3 sets, or something like jumping jacks. But it will be a mixture of different exercises, and most of the time there will be 3 of them involved. So it can be anything from high knees to jumping jacks to burpees to never-ending squats. Hopefully this colors the picture in really nicely, and it is, well, it's quite challenging. So it's something that you can do if you want to challenge yourself. But if you're just beginning with your fitness journey, I would say rather pick with the previous option and just do normal cool down. Now, if you are looking for a workout program, we do have it on Active Fitness website. Just click the link down below and it will take you to our website, and there's multiple different options for beginners, for intermediates, and for those guys that really want to challenge themselves. We also have now our nutrition guide that just came out with a whole bunch of nice recipes in it. So if you are looking for a healthy nutrition guide to help you on your fitness journey and help you get those results, we got you covered there also. And if you like this video, leave a like down below. And also, if you want to see future content, well, follow or subscribe depending on which platform you're watching. and you have any questions or any comments, well, the comment section is down below. Just leave them there.